everybody, it's Ike, and this time we got a guest. It is...
I'm Jim.
And we're in Salton City, California. Altitude is 239 below sea level.
Below sea level.
Lots of air. And guess what we're doing here?
Flying paragliders.
I thought we were here for fishing.
Oh, yeah, right. Like you're going to eat that?
No, we're here for a powered paragliding convention, and there's a lot of pilots around.
Yeah.
Hundreds of them.
There were. I mean, it got a little crowded up there. If you could make it back to the field, you know.
Yeah, to land, you have to just fly a pattern for a while and just hope for the best.
True.
So, yeah, it's really warm here. As you can see, there's palm trees. It's summertime over here.
Well, it is. It was 74.
It was 76, I think, when we got here Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, beer challenge time. We've got a beer.
We do.
Let's see what we got here.
We have one of these.
It's a double white.
Right. For Marble. Marble Brewing.
Brewery?
Yes. Marble Brewery is downtown Albuquerque. That's where I'm from. Just west of the big city where Ike lives. And so it's a double white. It's very light, more of a like the anti-IPA,
which is good. I'm a little tired of IPAs.
Right. So this one's got.
Let's give it a try.
Nice carbonation and an excellent Prost.
Let's see here. It tastes clean.
It's refreshing. Yeah, it's
maybe a little bit of citrus flavor. I don't know. Do you taste citrus?
Actually, they make one that has a berry flavored in it. I mean, it's got some sort of drawing on the outside. I can't tell what it is. The pineapples or
it's like a cactus to me.
It's a cactus.
It is good.
It's a good beer.
Scale of 1 to 10, I'd definitely give this one probably an 8. Because it's clean.
It's clean. It doesn't have like a bitter aftertaste.
It's nice to have a clean beer for a change.
Well, the same company makes one that is it's more of an IPA, and so but it's kind of a fruity start to it, but then it smacks you in the head at the end because it's still an IPA.
Yeah.
So you want to take another drink to
typical.
Yeah. And so if you like being smacked around by your beer, IPA is the way to do it.
Nothing like the a big slap of truth from an IPA. It's too much.
But
anyway, Jimbo here's got a story for us. Let's see what you got, Jimbo.
I do. Basically, the story starts of how I started paying more attention to what goes on the planet. Sometimes I think that those old boys over there in CERN, opened a hole or something and stuff crawled in.
That's what they claim.
That's what they claim, exactly. So. I wasn't a super big believer in paranormal and supernormal and things like that. And but my father-in-law got cancer. He had a tumor on his arm, and that's the whole point of the story here. So
it was like skin cancer.
It was a tumor. Yes, it was beyond skin cancer. I mean, he stayed with us while they were going to the UNM Cancer Hospital and stuff like that. So we would clean it and dress it and and do things like that. And sometimes I think the things that invade our body, they call them cancers because I don't think they know what they are, but it could be. Like parasites, but parasites on a grander scale. So took pictures of this thing, and when he was having his treatment, I mean, eventually he died of it because it wouldn't irradiate, it wouldn't die, it wouldn't irradiate, it wouldn't chemo out. They excised it one time, when it was gone for a while, but it came back with a vengeance. And so what it amounted to, and I started doing a little research into certain things and finding out that we're not necessarily the smartest people in the universe or even on the planet sometimes.
I agree with that.
And there's a lot of stuff out there that we're just not tuned into. You're really tuned into it. My wife is really tuned into it. And things like that. I said, I'm beginning to see things on there. I mean, you look at certain things in a certain way. I'm going, wow, that could be, that could be not even from here. I mean, it could be, something brought in from elsewhere.
Right.
So we took pictures of the tumor on his arm, and So I was just messing with the pictures, and so I'll show you to start with, and then I'll show you what I'm seeing. We'll show the camera here in a second. That's not it. Hold it so the glare's out of it for you. And so, okay.
Holy moly! Let me hold it up to the lens, and if not, you can send the picture to me, and I'll edit it and splice it in for you guys.
Splice it in, yeah.
But let's just see. It's probably pretty glary, but it's worth a shot in case it works. Right there. If not, if you can send me that picture, and I'll add them to the video.
Right. So anyway, that's a tumor. It's huge. So then looking at it like that's just another view of it there. So I was trying to move the picture around and do things like that, and then I basically flipped the picture. And what does that look like to you?
Looks like an alien with horns.
It looks like a little demon, doesn't it?
Yeah, like with horns.
Yeah, like with horns. Yeah, here, put that up. Isn't that freaky? That's it. It had a life of its own. It, honest to God, did. And
lots of glare, but it's worth a try. And this way.
I mean, that is absolutely crazy, bizarre stuff. So, do I believe in stuff like that? You know, so once you see it with your own eyes, once you experience it, you know,
that's a horrible looking tumor.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. So nothing would kill it. It just pissed it off. It just made it angrier and angrier and angrier, and eventually.
Why do you think? Is there a reason why he would be attacked by something like that?
No, this is the maybe karma catching up, because in earlier part of his life, you know, he might not have been the best dad or best whatever, but in the latter part of his life, you know, he was. You know, when I met him, when he became a father-in-law, he's the nicest person I ever met. You know, I mean, really caring about his family, this, that, and the other thing. I said, but you never know. But I said, but I think if you think that it's a possibility that something like that can invade you, and that may have to do with like religious beliefs and things like that.
It definitely, you know, when I first looked at the picture, the first thing I thought of was goat horns.
Right.
You know, because it has these like horns coming out. And it has it looks like a face with goat horns. That's insane.
I didn't realize it till I didn't realize it till I was trying to edit the picture.
And is that what eventually killed him? Was that tumor had spread?
Yes. Yeah. They were going to do, and they gave him an option of getting it basically an amputation. Right. He said no. I'm not gonna live that way. That's my working arm. Do
you know if when he was younger, did he ever dabble in the paranormal, like Ouija boards or anything like that? Did he believe in that stuff?
Well, not necessarily that. I mean, Dad grew up and practiced Mormon. Mm-hmm. You know, which, I mean, they have their own. They have their own stories, you know. There's celestial rooms. There's, I mean, and all, you know, for the most part, they're self-sufficient. I mean, they're pretty good people. I mean, they're really good people.
They are. I worked for a bunch.
And so, but that's the way he was brought up. I mean, but he was it's like the run of the litter that got adopted by some of the relatives. But, you know, obviously. He survived, and they had kids, and I met Teresa, and the rest is history.
Well, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that picture. That's pretty crazy.
I've been wanting to show you that one for a while.
That's pretty.
Do I believe? Yes.
Have you had any other paranormal encounters ever? Anything?
Oh, my thing's more like we were talking about before, like glitches in the Matrix, especially when it comes to flying things.
Yeah.
Right. And it was out here 3 years ago.
Well, you know, going in line with the Matrix, I'm sure you've experienced this more than once. You think about calling somebody, and they call you. or you think about something happening and it actually happens.
Or step out on my porch first thing in the morning and you're walking by with the dogs.
I kind of lump that all together with the whole Matrix thing. It's just, sometimes it's almost like
It is.
like a bigger design, like we're
It is.
programmed to do certain things.
Here's I have to deal with certain things. What Stephen Hawking said, there's like an 86% chance this is a hologram.
Yeah.
I mean, okay,
and he's not the only one.
and he's not the only one. And he's not the only one. So I just want to tell you right off the bat, thank you for being in this program with me. It has been a hoot, dude. I mean, if I could explain to people exactly what I've experienced in this program, this life right here. I mean, it's like, oh, be careful what you wish for. Here's another story. Here's a be careful what you wish for story. So I was at UNM, Air Force ROTC. My roommate was a couple years ahead of me, right? And he went on to graduate and become an Air Force pilot. And he and I still stayed friends. I mean, and so. I mean, he went on. He said he became a pilot. He flew F-4s. He flew F-4 Wild Weasels. He flew F-15s, and he retired from the Air Force. And then he flew for Delta, right, all over the world. I mean, it's like, oh man, I talk about the way coolest job. That's the job I wanted. But I married a super nice lady, a really super nice lady, and they never had any kids. And but here about 6-8 months ago, I get a call from a mutual friend of ours, and then talked to his wife. He had stage 4 cancer, and he was going to die very, very shortly. And I'm thinking, well, he did exactly what I wanted to do,
right?
But died real early without kids or grandkids.
Yeah.
So did I get what I wanted? In the end, absolutely.
Sometimes you got to appreciate what you have, roll with it.
Right. It's like, it's not having what you want. It's wanting what you have, and then that's the whole secret.
And just hate. People that hate a lot are just. It's a negative thing, and that draws negative energy. So, but on a different note, Jimbo, I got to ask you, what would you think if I barbecued like wieners with charcoal?
Bobby, like charcoal's the devil's fuel.
What?
And we've been talking about the devil for a while now, and
I'll be damned.
You're supposed to use propane and propane accessories.
Could I use butane, maybe?
Oh, butane's a bastard gas, Bobby.
Oh, shit.
another inside joke.
Anyway, this is the end of 36. That was a great story. Thank you, Jimbo.
You're welcome. I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, it's a great place to fly.
At this time of year, it's perfect out here.
It is. It is.
May or June, I don't think I'd want to be here.
No, that's going to be like 112 degrees, and but still a nice onshore breeze, But it's a humid heat.
It's nice. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Bye.
Thanks.